What is up, everybody? My name is Jaquan of MySpace 13 Productions, here with the very first episode of the top 5 movies this week. Let's get it started. What is up, everyone? As I said before the intro, my name is Jaquan of MySpace 13 Productions, here with the very first episode of this new web series I like to call Top 5 Movies This Week. Now, before I get started and running down the top 5 movies this week, I'm just going to explain how this web series is going to work. Number 1, the movies in this are not movies that are particularly in theaters right now. Some of them might be, but the majority of it, and most of the time, they won't be in theaters right now. They'll be like out of theaters for at least a year. But like I said, whoever knows, there might be movies that I like, that I put in, that I've seen, that are in theaters, that I will put into this list. Number 2, the majority of these movies will be Asian movies, predominantly Korean and Japanese. There will be some Thai movies, there will be some Chinese movies, and I will try to incorporate a movie that's American or from the Western, or a movie that I've seen that I like, period, into this. But let it be known, this will be majority Japanese, Korean. I'll throw in some Thai movies and I'll throw in some Chinese movies along the way. Number 3, like touching on number 1, the movies that you will see are not predominantly new. They might be like 1 or 2 years old, but I will try to be stretching back at least to the 80s with the movies. And some of the movies will go into play when I talked about how I will incorporate a lot of American movies. We'll be reaching the 80s and 90s as well, and sometimes even the 70s. But to go to show, there will be a lot of movies that are reaching back further and aren't fairly new. Number 4, the last thing you guys need to know about this web series is that this is not a critical review. This is a fans review, meaning that for the top 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, there's no particular reason why they are that way. There's nothing that I dislike about them that puts them at number 5, 4, 3, or 2, or 1. It's just, if I choose between one movie to watch at a particular time, depending on how I like that movie versus how I like that movie, I might like a movie a little bit more compared to another movie, which is why I rank them that way. So with that being said, let's begin. Movie coming in at number 5 to top off this top 5 movies this week for the very first episode is Romantic Island. Not to be confused with the 2012 adult erotic film of the same name, Romantic Island stars Lee Min-ki, Lee Sun-kyun, Lee Soo-kyung, Eugene of First Generation Girl Group SES, Lee Moon-sik, and Il-hwa Lee. The film debuted in theaters December 2008 and was distributed by SBS-I Murovision. Now, Romantic Island is about 3 couples, 1 married couple and 2 potential couples that are going along their way, who all come to this romantic place in the Philippines. Some of the characters in the story are coming there, and they're trying to sort out personal problems while also dealing with relationship problems with that particular person they're engaging in a relationship with. In this movie, there will be very, very high moments. A lot of the moments will be high, will be funny, will be very beautiful moments, and then there will come times where there'll be sad and very shocking moments in the movie. It's not a gloomy movie at all, so if you are a person who likes to watch feel-good movies with a little bit of romantic twist and a little bit of heart-wrenching moments, I would recommend this movie for you. Now, I'm going to show a little bit of bias in this one with a particular actor known as Lee Min-ki. Now, the character that he played in this movie is actually a character background that I've liked from the get-go. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, just watch the movie to get exactly what I'm talking about, the particular character. He strikes up a romantic relationship with SES's Eugene. So watch this movie and you guys can get exactly what I'm talking about. Moving on to number 4 is Bedevilled. Bedevilled stars Seo Young-hee, Ji Sung-won, and Lee Ji-eun. The film debuted in theaters September 2010 and was distributed by Sponge ENT or entertainment, whichever one you want to call it. I know a lot of you guys, when I said the name Lee Ji-eun when I was running down the cast summary, a lot of you guys, just like I was back in 2010 when this movie first came out, when I first saw it, and I was thinking the same thing like a lot of you guys were thinking, which was... Lee Ji-eun as an IU? No! That's physically impossible now that I've done my research, because back in 2010, IU was 16. This girl is 9, 10 years old. Actually, apparently, I just found out Lee Ji-eun is a very common Korean name, especially since there is an actor or a person, a very high celebrity person who was born in 1975 named Lee Ji-eun. And this girl happens to be an actress who's 9, 10. I believe right now she's like 13, 14. I might be a little bit wrong. She's around that age, though. The plot summary of this movie is about a woman who comes back home to an island, a countryside island located off the side of Seoul. She's been a loan officer, a loan official who gives out loans to people who needs it back in Seoul. And she comes back home to the countryside and on this island to meet up with an old friend, a childhood friend. And this childhood friend is actually in a very, very bad relationship, very bad marriage. And something happens in this. I'm not going to tell you what it is. Something happens in this movie. In this movie that just pushes her right over the edge when she becomes this psychotic serial killer and goes on this killing spree. It is very much a thriller film. However, I would also call this a thriller/drama film, because even though it has the capabilities of being a slash film, which it is, it actually has a unique storyline and actually has an in-depth story that actually can get you right in the heart when you watch it. This is where I put in the disclaimers. If you are squeamish, do not watch this movie. If you are a person who do not like to see a lot of nudity, do not watch this movie. If you get easily frustrated to the point where you do not like watching movies that makes you easily angry and frustrated, do not watch this movie. I would like to point out, a lot of the cast members, even the ones that I did not mention in the casting summary, won awards for this movie, including Lee Ji-eun. Moving on to number 3 is My Girlfriend is an Agent. My Girlfriend is an Agent stars Kang Ji-hwan and Kim Han-yeol. The film debuted in theaters April 2009 and was distributed by Lodi Entertainment, which happens to be one of my favorite distributions out of South Korea. Now, a lot of you have seen this movie or have seen the drama version of this movie. But this movie was a huge success when it hit theaters in 2009. It broke a lot of box office records, and even to this day, it is still one of the most talked about Korean movies out there. Actually, it's been really getting international fame too. A lot of you might have already seen this movie. A lot of you might have seen the spin-off drama about it. But this movie, for you guys that don't know anything about it or the drama, is actually about a guy and a girl who happen to be belonging to 2 different secret agents organizations. The girl happens to be a very skilled crime-fighting spy. The guy is more of a clumsy desk guy who tries to go off and solve this international case by himself. So with that being said, they end up coming together and just creating this very wonderful, magical movie that's blowing up everywhere. This movie is rated and categorized as a action romance comedy, something like that. But it just goes to show that this movie does incorporate romance, this movie does incorporate comedy, and it incorporates a whole lot of action, as you can tell from the name of the movie. Coming in at number 2 is Two Faces of My Girlfriend. Two Faces of My Girlfriend stars Jung Ryo-won and Bong Tae-gyu. The film debuted in theaters September 2007 and was distributed by yet another one of my favorite distributions out of South Korea, Showbox Mediaplex. Plot summary about this movie is down on his luck guy, a college student who still lives at his parents' house, or well, actually not his parents' house, but his sister's house, who was recently divorced, and his mom lives with them too, and she has a kid, and basically he's just down on his luck. He cannot meet the perfect girl, till he stumbles upon this really, really odd girl, only to find out down the road that she has 2 personalities. However, this is going to shock you, and I'm not going to tell you what it is. You just have to watch the movie, because 2 personalities doesn't hit it. It is a huge major twist in this movie. But basically, they embark on a try-hard relationship where, you know, the relationship is very wobbly because of her 2 different personalities. And like I said, there's a huge twist towards the middle or climax of the movie. And it just grabs you even more. I actually had a lot of fun with this movie because the movie, like I said, it wraps you up, and the actress, Young Rio Won, actually did an amazing job switching back and forth between characters, I should say. Characters that she played in this, they were almost totally, completely 2 different opposites, and they were so opposite that she had to put a lot of acting into playing these different characters. Bong Tae-gyu actually did an amazing job portraying this love-stricken person who couldn't find the girl, and he finally finds the girl, and it's really a interesting feel that they come together and collaborate together. By the end of the movie, I was asking for more, and when you can do that, I give you an applause. Which brings me to the #1 movie of this week's top 5 movies this week. Happens to be, it's an oldie but a goodie, My Sassy Girl. My Sassy Girl stars Jun Ji-hyun and Cha Tae-hyun. The film debuted in theaters July 2001 and was distributed by Cinema Services. Now, a lot of people have heard of this movie because it is a box office success. It is one of the most phenomenal movies to come out of Korea. And honestly, to tell you the truth, it is my favorite Korean movie, and is up in the top 5 of my favorite movies, period. The movie is about a guy who gets into this relationship with a girl who, quite frankly, isn't your typical girl, but she has some problems going along with her boyfriend and yada yada yada. And she's just trying to work on some of her anger issues and some of her problems. They come together, and it seems like they have a rocky relationship down the line. And you can't really decipher whether they're a boyfriend, girlfriend, relationship, friends, whatever. You can't really decipher. But, hey, this movie makes for a fun ride. Like I said, this movie is old. In retrospect, it came out like in 2001, but it's still a movie that I watched time in and time out and time in. Actually, to tell you the truth, this is the very first Korean movie I saw back when I was 10 in 2004. Now, usually movies that you first see don't usually become the very first movie you like because you start getting deeper and deeper and deeper. But, quite frankly, this movie had everything in it. It had comedy. It had, not action, because it wasn't meant to be action. It had drama, it had romance, and it had touching moments that hit you right in the heart all through the movie. And quite frankly, every time I watch this movie, and whether I'm watching it on my computer, or I link it up to my TV, or something, I always check the bar, and to check how much time is left in that movie, because I keep forgetting the movie is a certain length. And it's one of those movies that you wish just go on and on and on and on forever. Especially at the end when the most beautifulest moment in any movie can happen. And quite frankly, when it ended, just like with my two girlfriends of my face, you didn't want it to end. It was one of those movies, like I said. Anyways, this is the list from 5 to 1 to 1 to 5 of the top 5 movies this week. So you can follow me on Twitter at JardleyG, JARDLEYG, no space. Follow me on Instagram at JackSpaz, JACSPAZZ, no space. Check out the official MySpace Tumblr blogspot at www.myspaz13productions.tumblr.com. And if you missed any of that, that is in the description box down below. Also, what I will be doing was I will be putting all the links to the actors and actresses listed in the cast summaries that I presented to you, so you can check out their bios, whether it's a wiki or drama wiki or Wikipedia or just a bio from somewhere that I picked up about them that's actually, 100% certified in its way. And I'll put it in the description box down below so you can go check them out and some of their other works. And I will be putting the links to each and every one of these movies on YouTube. That if they're on YouTube, I'll put them on YouTube. If they're not, I'll still put them down there. Now it's a thing I'm going to say about this. I do not know any, and I repeat, any of if the movies have any English subbed movies. I only watch raw movies. However, I will try to search for them and I will put them on my blog spot so you can go check it out and find them for yourself. And I'll put the links up on my blog spot so you can go find these English subbed videos. But I'm going to put the links to the ones that I know. Also, in the comment section down below, if you have any feedback, put it there, or you can private message me through YouTube. Also, if you have any requests, put that through the private message through YouTube if you don't want to be put out on there, or, put it in the comment section below, and I'll make sure to mention you when if I do it. Also, tell me what you guys think about these movies, if you've seen them already, and if you got the recommendation, tell me how'd you like it. I really want to hear you guys' feedback. So with that all being said, you can rate, comment, and click that subscribe button down below and tell me what you think of the very first episode of my top 5 movies this week. I hope you like it, and I'm going to be, like I said, making more and uploading them every Friday around 6, 5-ish, around that time. So come if you like this one, come back for more. And until next time, and until then, everyone, blessed day.